Swapping out video screens in large constructions. So some systems allow you to climb up the back of them, but a lot of these new lightweight LED systems you're not allowed to climb them because they're simply not strong enough. They're not designed with that in mind.
Well, I thought about that because all our lightweights, we've got ladder systems that we can either put on or off.
Yeah, and we've done systems with that as well. But some of these latest ones, they do not allow you to climb up the back of them.
Yeah.
So what they've asked us to come up with is a way of accessing this strip in order to change it because it's not working for whatever reason. So we came up with Videotech Truss.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that at all.
It gives the option to be able to get at the video screen from the front or the back, although predominantly it's going to always, it's going to be from the back because that's where things go wrong normally. Means of access is via a travelling beam trolley, which can either be motorised or manually pulled from below, and vertical access is via ropes or chain hoist. Or whatever the client wants to use to access it safely.
Yeah, I suppose it beats climbing up the legs and across and roping down.
In some cases there are no legs. If you've just got a truss hanging there are no legs. So.
Well, I think he's doing his bit, so
Yeah.
Talk to us all about it.
There isn't a lot more to say really. We've created a dolly system which allows you to stack 40 feet or 12 metres of truss in here. We've got an accessories box to put all the bridles in and stuff.
And
they just stack one inside the other.
Yeah.
It ends up being about this tall. It's just, it's about the right weight to push into a truck, which works very well.
And a metre in length, do you do it longer? Or?
It's picked up every 6 metres. Because it has to be, but obviously as long as you've got enough pickups you can make whatever span you want.
But this is the standard?
Yeah, this is a standard 2 metre section.
Oh,
yeah.
How many sections can you stack for transportation?
You can stack 12 metres, which is six trusses. So.
And you mentioned the boxes for rigging.
Yeah,
and you said spreader beam, but you don't detach that beam plate off the end, do you?
Yeah, the one at the end of the run, you've always got a pickup plate.
Right.
So that has to go somewhere.
So when you stack them in the box, they slightly sit like that.
That's right.
Yeah. So one end off to do that.
But
Yeah. No, but why would you take that spreader off and put it in the box?
Well, the end of the run, you always have to have a pickup plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one is a loose plate that is just bolted through the end section.
Yeah, but if you've got 6 sections of this, you've got a plate.
You could leave it on there if you want to. If you guarantee that you're always going to rig it the same way for each show, then fine.
But you just turn it round, don't you?
Because they're all the same mass, aren't they? So you've got a plate at either
Yeah,
end.
but look,
to
if I turn this round,
if
it
it was
the other end of the
if it was on the top, you could do that.
No, what I'm saying is not think about putting it up. When you're taking it down and you've got 6 sections, because they're all exactly the same length, they won't fit inside one or the other. So if you take one end off, so that's completely free, you put one section and another section and another section.
Well, how many pickup plates would there be on a six span run? So
There would be one section. There would be the section at the end has the pickup plate attached to it.
yeah, this is the pickup plate here.
Yeah,
yeah?
this pickup
bit here.
this pickup plate is.
Yeah.
On the section, there is one permanently welded to it.
Right.
But when you get to the other end of the run, you've got to have a separate one.
Okay. But
And you could leave it rigged on as long as it was the last piece that went onto the dolly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Good.
And if you didn't want to fly it and want to attach it to truss legs?
That's something that we're developing at the moment. We have to be a little bit careful because the 2 metre each 2 metre section has obviously got this plate welded in, and the reason for that is if you're picking up a 12 metre span and you've got load on it, you've got a lot of compression in the top members. So ideally you could do with this every metre,
Yeah.
but we can't do that because it wouldn't stack and it would take up so much extra room. But we are developing maybe a system which will allow additional braces to be put in for that type of application.
They used to use snap braces, didn't they, for the old
Yeah, that would be
top
sufficient in all fairness. It's just to stop the trusses from compressing or
folding.
folding,
Folding
doing
truss.
stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know. So
And it's low capability.
low capability. It's good for a 40-foot square screen, as long as it's a lightweight one, weigh about a ton. It's fine. And the residual capacity allows for your man clambering up the back of it as well, carrying a spare screen.
How much does one truss section weigh?
One truss section weighs 38 kilograms.
So it's what, 3 mil wall?
Sorry?
It's 3 mil wall, 3 mil alley?
Yeah, yeah,
With 2
yeah.
mil.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah, I'm glad you told me about lightweight. I haven't even thought about lightweight.
It's always a consideration, isn't it?
Well, it's quite a nice distance actually. It's quite, if you're sitting there.
And did Chaos support this for George Michael, or have they bought
Yeah,
a bunch of
they've bought a bunch of it predominantly out on tour with George Michael at the moment, which I think Nippy was involved with rigging it. Yeah.
Rigging and training the staff up of how to actually use it, do rescue
Yeah.
from it.
It's a whole system of work it ends up being.
Yeah, one of the problems with that system was, well, not a problem with it, but one of the challenges with it was they wanted not a straight screen, they wanted a curved.
Yeah, the first job isn't a straightforward job, is it?
So have you got
Never is.
joints in between each 2 metre section?
Well,
with a
I
couple
think
of degrees of turn on
it does 4 metres, then curves 4 metres, and then straight for a couple. You know, it's like not what we'd anticipated when we designed it, and specifically the client that we developed it with was, well, you're never going to use it on anything but straight runs, are you? Oh no, sir. You know, and then the first job is like it's a wave.
But it worked out quite well. I mean, all we ended up doing was obviously having bolt plating at each end, isn't it? It's built in a spacer plate as a wedge.
Yeah.
Although it's straight sections, you are actually getting it.
Yeah.
And you could build a spacer with the continuation of the I-beam on it.
If you wanted to.
Because in theory, the boys don't want to go 6 metres and then have to
Well, they've
die
ended.
off and get to the next one and go back on again.
They've ended up having 5 separate beam trolleys to give them access at the back.
But to sort of side note, but to answer that one, obviously they don't need to go up and down. What we have to do is obviously come along on a trolley, and the other one just gets pulled over to you.
Yeah.
And all you do is you clip yourself into that hoist, run that one up, and clip yourself in that one
Yeah,
and carry on.
yeah.
So actual fatigue time is
Yeah.
The news that we're having back from George Michael is it's all positive, so which is good.
Presume there's something somewhere to stop. Does that bolt stop the trolley going flying off the end of the beam?
There is an end stop that gets fitted on the end sections.
Just saying, I wish I had back in the day for focusing park. Don't even need a motor.
generally.
Well, exactly, yes. We've not anticipated it being used for lighting at all, but you know,
Feel
I suppose
free.
I
Well, it would
suppose
just make a really fast focus for.
well, I suppose people do have walls of lights, don't they?
Well,
So there's
fix
no
it,
reason
maybe
why
when
you
it's
can't.
changing the bulb on PT Truss, trying to change the bulb on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
1200 watt fixture with a great big ballast on it and it's hot. How much nicer just to
Front of house trusses in West End Theatre where you've got chairs and you can't get the tallest go in.
But it does bring in more safety aspects for the guys.
It's
really.
the primary thought behind this is to make working at height safer. So that's the primary consideration.
find it